because there's 6 tens, and the upper quartile, so go 3/4 of the total count. There's 21 numbers. A quarter of 21 is 5 1/4. So 3/4 is 15 3/4. Round that up. Get 16. Stick a suffix on. So you want the 16th number. Go and find it. The 16th number is a 20. Finally, the interquartile range just comes from taking the upper quartile and subtracting the lower quartile. So the interquartile range is that minus that, which is 10. Down here, upper quartile was 15, lower quartile was 12. So the interquartile range is 12. So that's how to get your 4 basic Year 7 statistics plus your quartiles and interquartile range. They're the GCSE statistics. That's how to get them for basic tables where you're actually told the numbers. If you're not told the numbers, everything you're going to do is be an estimate because you don't actually know what the numbers are. For example, you only know that there's 2 numbers between 2 and between 0 and 10. So therefore, if you ask for the mode, refuse to answer. But you can say what the modal class is. That just means the class with the most numbers in it. For us, that's the 10 to 20 class. For this one, it's the 4 to 6 class. You can also estimate the range just by imagining that the numbers go as high as they can go and as low as they go. This is an estimate, that's why I'm using the squiggly equal sign. Highest could be a 20, lowest could be a 0. So the worst case scenario is that the 0 is that the range is 20, and we estimate the range using a worst case scenario. So I was just sending a text then. Okay, so worst case scenario is that we go as high as 6 and as low as 0. The reason why I call it the worst case scenario is just imagining that it's as spread out as possible, so the numbers are as different as possible from each other. Could be a 6 at the top end, could be a 0 at the bottom end, so the range is estimated to be 6. In other words, 6 minus 0. Now, to estimate the mean, just pretend that all 2 of these numbers are dead in the middle of the class, and all 8 of these numbers are dead in the middle of the class. So the mean, there are 10 numbers, we're going to be dividing by 10. Pretend that these are all 5s, they're going to add up to 10, that's one subtotal. Pretend these are all 15s, times that by 8, I think you get 90 by doubling 3 times. Yeah, 15 double once, 30 double, wait on. Sorry, it's 120 I think. So the mean is therefore estimated to be 13. What about this one? Pretend that single number is a 1. Pretend that single number is a 3. So thus far we've got subtotals of 1 and 3. So everything adds up to 4 so far. So it's 34 divided by 8. 34 divided by 8 shouldn't be that hard. You just halve 3 times. So 17 over 4. Halve again. You get 8.5 over 2. So the mean is roughly 4.25. Okay, so that's how you estimate the mean. You just pretend that you knew what the numbers were. It's total fakery. You pretend the numbers are dead in the middle of the class. That's why I pretended that these two numbers were both 5s. And of course it's an estimate, hence these symbols here. Okay. Right, now there's a special procedure for the working out the quartiles and the medians. You need to do a cumulative frequency table. Okay, now the best way to start this is to remember that this is the math version of the word between. So we're going to go and stick a whole bunch of rectangles in between those numbers. So I'm going to stick rectangles between 0 and 2, between 2 and 4, between 2 and 4, and between 4 and 6. How high should the rectangles be? Well, the first rectangle should be a height of 1. Then you've got to remember to add up as you go. The next height Next rectangle should be a height of 2. And final rectangle should be a height of 8. Then what you do is connect the corners of the rectangles. Okay, now to estimate the median, ask yourself, how high did I get when I was at my highest? It was 8. Go to half of that, go half as high on the vertical axis, cut across, cut down, and whatever that is your estimate. So my estimate is 4.3 for the median. I'll do that for my top example here. I'm going to have a height of 2 and then a height of 10 in between 0, 10 and 20. So 0, 10 and 20. Now what was it? First rectangle, height of 2. Next rectangle, height of 10, so 2 plus 8. Connect the corners of the rectangles. Ask yourself, how high did I get when I got to my highest? It was 10, so go to 5. Cut across. Cut down. That's your estimate of the median. How do you get the quartiles? Just do the same thing, but ask yourself how high you got at your highest. Go to a quarter of that. So a quarter of 8 is 2. Cut across, cut down. So that's your lower quartile estimate. How high did I get? 10. Quarter of that is 2.5. Quartile estimate is about 11. Upper quartile, go 3/4 of the way up, so it's to 7.5. Do this more carefully with a ruler and make your diagram a bit bigger. So my estimate for the upper quartile is about 18. How high did I get here? I got to 8. 3/4 of 8 is 6. Cut across. Cut down. So if that's 4 and that's 6, my upper quartile estimate is around about 5.5. And therefore your interquartile range is estimated to be 5.5 take away 4 is 1.5, and this one, interquartile range estimate, is 18 take away 11, which is roughly 7. So that is how you crunch statistics from tables.